Hello, welcome to the EPG Pathshala program in Linguistics. I am Pramod Pandey, Professor, Center for Linguistics, Jawaharlal Nehru University. I am the principal investigator of this project. We are now going to listen to the discussion of the module Formal and Functional Approaches to the Study of Language, Module 1. The subtitle is The subtitle is The Theory of Language in a Semiotic Perspective by Ashok Kelkar. Listen to the discussion on the screen. Formal and Functional Approaches to the Study of Language, Module 1. The Theory of Language in a Semiotic Perspective. In the present module, we are concerned with taking an overview of two main approaches to the study of language current in present-day linguistics, broadly known as formal and functional. We'll look at the theory of language in a semiotic perspective proposed in Kelkar as an instance of a theory by a modern Indian linguist that integrates both the approaches, that is formal and functional. It's not assumed that LSP is an ideal theory. It's rather assumed that the considerations addressed in it concerning the need for such a theory are well taken. Admittedly, competing theories along this line are needed to give us a more realistic view of our linguistic knowledge. Language in a semiotic perspective. Kelkar, in his book Language in a Semiotic Perspective, published in 1997, proposed a theory of linguistic investigation that needs to be looked at from the perspective of the presence of two contending approaches to the study of language, namely the formal and the functional approaches. The formal approach is also known as the cognitivist approach and the functional as the communicative approach. Whereas the formalist approach assumes linguistic knowledge to consist primarily in linguistic structure, the functionalist approach assumes the knowledge of language to depend on communication. By and large, the practitioners in the two approaches consider them to be critically different from each other in their research methods and goals. However, attempts to keep the two approaches separate have not always been successful. It's against this backdrop that LSP, Language in a Semiotic Perspective, must be read. For the first time, an attempt here has been made to present a unified cognitivist as well as communicative analysis of the grammar of a language. The perspective argued for is semiotic. One may not agree with the method of analysis followed in LSP, but it's very difficult to disagree with the thesis regarding the need to integrate the syntactic, semantic, and pragmatic aspects of the knowledge of a sentence. The framework. The model of language in LSP is reproduced as follows. Look at the table on the screen. The focus here is the sentence in Marathi. As a linguistic unit, the sentence is seen both as a constituent as well as a constituent. The model assumes a linguistic system to be semiotic in nature, having two aspects, namely manifestation, that is the spoken or the written part, and interpretation, that is the meaning part. Kelkar reasons that the linguistic analysis of a language is a semiotic analysis on the grounds that it includes a syntactic, semantic, and a pragmatic perspective. The semiotic perspective has the merit of attending to the languageness of language without losing sight of the mental, the social, and the cultural dimensions of language. The entire approach to describing language as a semiotic system can be summed up as consisting in the human ability to abstract. Skelker says, we abstract identities and distinctions from resemblances and differences, and we abstract unions and separations from contiguities and distances. And in abstracting, we arrive at disjunctive and conjunctive categories. These categories are of three types, as will be apparent in the following part of the discussion. The linguistic model. Linguistic knowledge involves a relationship between three types of hierarchies: grammatical, speech form, and notional form, shown in the following diagram. Both the speech form and the notional form have explicit communicative structures, mediated by the grammatical form. So, the cognitive structure lies in the grammatical form, and the communicative structures lie in the speech form and the notional form. The difference between the cognitive and communicative aspects of linguistic knowledge in this model is explicitly available above the word level. The cognitive structures are available at three levels: phrases, sentences, and sentence sequences. These have been given different names in Kelker's theory: nucleated, diathetic, and discursive, to stand for phrasal, syntactic, and sentence sequential levels. The grammatical unit known as the sentence has the following cognitive structure. That is, a nucleus, the verb, elements around it, noun, adjective, adverb, etc., and positions in which these function, such as agent, tenant, object, etc. The overall diathetic structure of a sentence in Marathi is illustrated below, as you will see on the screen. The cognitive structure of a sentence is complemented with the communicative structure. The main constitutive units of the communicative structure of a sentence are the topos and the scriptum. Each has two parts: focus and residue. So we have topos, focus, topos, residue, scriptum, focus, scriptum, residue. The normal order of the elements of the communicative structure is given on the screen. The structure may be read as follows. The communicative structure of a sentence consists of two units: an optional topos and an obligatory scriptum, separated by juncture. The topos in turn consists of a topical residue and a topical focus. The scriptum consists of an optional scriptal residue and obligatory scriptal focus. It is to be noted that grammatical operators such as negation, question, exclamation, and relativization operate on a scope within a given domain, yielding various structures. We can look at some examples from Marathi for the creativity of communicative structures of sentences. We have two examples, one of the creativity of the variation in the topos given here. I will try to reproduce these sentences as they are given on the screen. Chorani mitrala pishwi dili. चोरानी मित्राला पिशवी दिली. चोरानी मित्राला पिशवी दिली. So the meanings of these sentences changes according to the given spoken form. That's the communicative form. The negative operator, such as na, nahi, etc. Now, the scope of the negative operator can be global or local. Let's look at examples for both. Global scope. चोरानी मित्राला पिशवी दिली असं नाही. The meaning. Not that the thief gave the bag to the friend. चोरानी मित्राला पिशवी दिली नाही. Thief, friend to, bag, gave not. As you can see, given the similar structures, the meanings, the communicative meanings change. Local scope. Na chorala mitrala pishwi dili, meaning it was neither the thief that gave the bag to the friend. Next. Chorani na mitrala pishwi dili. It was neither the friend that gave the bag to. Now, examples of the communicative and cognitive structures of sentences are given in good measure in Kelkar. Take a look at them. The communicative process. In addition to giving a detailed account of the cognitive and communicative structure of a sentence, Kelkar proposes a framework within which to describe the overall communicative process. At the level of the sentence, the communicative process includes the following. 1. The closure or continuation of communication in a given context. 2. The communicative act in the sense of speech act theory. 3. The addressee. And 4th, the communicator or the addresser. So these 4 aspects of communicative process account for communication that takes place at the sentence level. The communicative process at the sentence level is also complemented with communicative process among sequences of sentences that involve discourse strategies. In the end, it can be added that LSP makes it possible to look at the potentially possible forms relating speech and meaning. To give a specific example, a speaker of Hindi has available to him, her, a number of ways in which to produce a sentence with a negative operator, such as nahi and na, as you see in the utterances in the list given. So we have these sentences in Hindi with the meaning given below them. रश्मि ने रोटी नहीं खाई. रश्मि ने नहीं खाई रोटी. नहीं खाई रश्मि ने रोटी. रोटी रश्मि ने नहीं खाई. रश्मि ने नहीं खाई रोटी. नहीं तो नहीं खाई रश्मि ने रोटी. ना तो रश्मि ने रोटी खाई ना मोहन ने. रश्मि ने न रोटी खाई न फल. रश्मि ने खाई रोटी. So the negative operators work in different ways to give us different communicative structures. Now, all these sentences have 3 different levels of analysis: cognitive, syntactic structure, the prosodic structure, and the communicative structure. Besides, some of them and many others may be related owing to the discourse properties of transition and cohesion. In a nutshell, LSP provides theoretical tools for investigating the nature of linguistic knowledge shared by an active and innovative ideal speaker, listener. Summary. So we have looked at in detail the important issues relating to a holistic theory of language. We saw that the two supposedly contending theories, the formal and functional approaches, could actually be brought together and integrated into a single theory. The theory of language in a semiotic perspective is one such attempt. There are other theories proposed in the West which aim to do the same. It's important for us students, especially students from India, to be able to be familiar with the important issues that are related to the problem of having a holistic theory, a wholesome theory that integrates the formalist and the functionalist approaches.